We're starting at those levels where the supports kick in. With the Nifty down about 40 points. So the first tick was lower by about 80. It's already reduced to about a 35-point downtick, and that's how it's trying to find some stability. The Bank Nifty is already looking at some green now. So very, very volatile at the start. Tata Steel down about 3%. That's the first reaction. Nigel, as he explains, probably the stock's already run up and factored in a lot of the good news. What else is weak? Titan starts lower, about 1% down. Tata Consumers, a lot of Tata Group stocks actually on the lower side of the screen as we start off things. Asian Paints is down about 0.5% as well. Wipro, JSW Steel, these are some of the early names. So early trends, one is tech. Tech is slightly weak. LTI, Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, a lot of these names are lower. And then you have some of the heavyweights also on the lower side of the screen, like L&T. What's counterbalancing it? The reason why the Bank Nifty is higher because of the big banks. Look at SBI, look at Kotak, look at ICICI Bank, Axis. It's banks to the rescue this morning, negating a lot of the weakness in the rest of the market. And some other stocks, Hindalco, for instance, is finding a bit of positivity. ONGC is slightly positive. But Nigel, it's really all about the banks, and let's see if they can continue. Sonia, looking at the screen right now, about 50 points lower.
Absolutely. You were pointing out the banks, right? But let me take it to individual stocks and how things are shaping up. I think what investors really want to see is how Tata Steel is shaping up this morning. Strong set of numbers, but the stock is coming in for some profit taking, so down almost about 2.5%. I think Cummins is the one that you need to look at because very strong set of numbers. It's a beat across the board. So given the way the market is moving, Cummins is not bad, down almost just about 0.5%, outperforming the market right now. Samvardhan Motherson is the other one. There have been upgrades post the numbers, but the stock is coming in for some profit taking. It's had a very steep run up as well. Bata, the numbers were lackluster this time, so the stock is down almost about 1.5%. Edelweiss Finance, we were talking about that one. It's under pressure. The RBI has imposed business restrictions on ECL Finance and Edelweiss ARC. Just look at this, 10% knockdown on Edelweiss Financial right now. Clearly one of the biggest losers in trade. GMR Airports, the losses have narrowed to 168 crores for GMR Airports, and the stock is looking pretty good this morning. It's flat in a market which is down. Lemon Tree Hotels, revenues up 30%, EBITDA up 22%. Clearly the star of the show this morning, given that we have such a weak market in the last couple of days. Lemon Tree Hotels up about 5%. Aadhar Housing, good AUM growth. Disbursements have risen about 20%, so looking good over there. IRB Infra, the promoters may sell up to 4% via a block deal. I think they have, yes. About 5.5% equity has changed hands at 65 rupees a share. So IRB Infra is the one that you need to look at right now. But overall for the market, folks, it's not bad. Of course, we've seen, a bit of a downtick in the last few days, and that continues the downtrend. So let's see how the rest of the day shapes up. I think the saving grace this morning is the Nifty Bank here, down, up about 140 odd points. So really buttressing the fall in the market right now is the Nifty Bank. But otherwise, it's holding on to 22,600. Back to you.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Sonia. A few more stocks that are, the top buzzers today. Edelweiss, as Sonia said, one of the top volume losers on the downside, post that RBI wrap on the knuckle. So that stock's down close to 10%. But to be fair, it's recovered 6% from the low point of the day. KFIN as well, we saw a large trade out there that's just taken place, 6% equity changing hands. So that explains why that stock is down close to around 6% to get the block out of the way, as is the case with IRB Infra. Paytm moves into upper circuit again, one of the top volume gainers in trade today. So that's up and about. Jyoti Structures as well came out with its set of numbers late last evening. And that as well in terms of volume movers, up close to 5%. Genius Power had opened up higher. Let's see where that stock is gone, because the numbers appeared was a bit of a turnaround quarter. The stock has already seen a big rally for the time being as well. I think Genius Power, it's actually done a U-turn. From the top, the stock is down close to around 5%. GMR Airports, that's another one of those big movers today. The stock has already seen a good move, but those numbers are good. But that's the market for you today. Good numbers. Stock opened up 3%. Now it's as flat as can be. SJVN is another stock that's down close to around 5%. I think it came out with a set of numbers overnight, and that stock, in fact, is lower. But as we speak, the Nifty is staging a bit of a recovery. It's down only around 20 points. We started off with a cut of close to around 70 points. So some bit of a recovery. The Nifty Bank, that's the one that's fighting for the bulls as we speak. That's up 250 points odd. So
absolutely. Look at Emami, 9%. So that's a huge mover as well, along with Lemon Tree. Lemon Tree is up 5%. Lemon Tree's story is just great growth and margin compression, but that's because they're growing the business. Like Mangalam was telling us, that they're expanding in, their brands like Orica, etc. So that's one stock of the day, and the other, also one tracked by Mangalam, actually, is Emami. The gross margin expansion, I think, is something that the market really likes. It's over 200 basis points of gross margin expansion, along with decent growth. and that stock's up about 8-9%. But otherwise, the mid-cap screen is not bad at all. You've got lots of stocks, bouncing around here and there. CG Power is finding some takers as well this morning. There's Paytm, which is up. RR Kabel, which is also in focus on the back of block trades, is also up and about. By the way, the Nifty is now looking like it wants to break even. Look at the charge of the Bank Nifty. 300 points on the upside, and this dip. That first big gap down has been bought along expected lines. The question is now what happens in round 2, round 3 and the subsequent rounds, considering today we also have expiry to contend with. But right now, superb moves on SBI, Kotak Mahindra Bank, ICICI Bank, Indices, Axis, the entire lot. And it has offered a very nice counter to the overall weakness. So that's the shape and the scope of the market. Adrian Moat, sorry Nigel, you're making
just one word. As we said, when we wake up to all the negative cues, the markets are nervous. You'll be surprised in 5 minutes the market's almost moved into the green.
Yeah.
Somehow that ends up happening, right?
On the Nifty itself. Global cues were weak. The market was nervous yesterday. A lot of unwinding, expired-related factors.
Yeah.
And that was the first few words that we said when we started off the show as well.
Absolutely. But like I said, this is round 1.
Yeah.
I mean, this has just begun, right?
Just begun.
Yeah. This is the first set. We have a long time to go before it's game, set, match. So